Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to WilderMyth in 2021 with me, Cornish-knight, as we continue our campaign. We're just going to load up the save. Here we are. Lots of enemies. West where we left it. The reason being that the game, it saves it here, but you have to go through the whole process of loading it back up. Right, so let's get ourselves into a defensible position because we are in a bit of a tight situation. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of enemies. And we really need to get ourselves into defensive positions. Now they're all going to be coming for us. I don't know if this mission is winnable. So what I have done, because I want to see how the story ends, is that I have put a earlier save before this mission, in case it's a mission we cannot win. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to win this. Personally, I don't think we're able to win it. With the amount of enemies we have, how do they manage to block 100% hit chance? Yeah, we're not going to be able to win. Because that took a entire round just to kill one of those. And this... This is the thing. I just don't know. Oh. So let's illuminate. We could get that. I mean, we could chuck it up all the way through here and get like all of these guys. But it wouldn't kill all of them. Okay, it didn't even kill one of them. Well, it killed two. But now we've got to get absolutely smacked by everything. Yeah, no. I don't like doing this because I want to sow the story off. And the thing that's really frustrating about this is that there was no warning that this scenario was coming up. Normally you have warnings for these kind of challenging scenarios because they're mission scenarios. This was just me clearing out a random tile and I got this mission. Okay. Yeah, I can't win this. There's no way for me to win this. Because I could take an action to break stasis, so I could break stasis on two of them, but I'd still be surrounded by all of them, not being able to move. Yeah, there's no way I can really win this scenario. There's just too many foes. See, because I could do status on this person, which removes their status. And then we could say... get here. Cone of fire. Remove status on him. kill that one. Remove status on him, on her. 1 second, folks. So about that. Right, so. I just don't know if we're going to be able to win this. Right. Can I move? No. Okay. Let's kill this one. Let's get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. I want to try and get her out of the stasis lock, but I don't have enough action points. That one's going to die from the flames. That one's going to die. Yeah, so that one's dead. Okay. 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 So he needs to get... We need to kill this one off. Give him some more temp HP. So we take 1 damage for going through that, but we need to go through that to basically, yeah, we'll take 1 point of damage, remove status, cone of fire. Most of them dodged it. But the fire's still burning. But she needs to move. So you got statist again. Okay. Okay, so he's got to die. So we need to remove status. Does any of them have any healing abilities? No. Okay, so we can do another cone of fire. Let's see where we can get... There was one where I could get both of them. Okay, they're warding most of it. But what we can do is you can throw axe, which put them back into hidden. You're in a really bad situation. I don't know how to get you out of this. I was hoping for temp HP. It blocked. That's really bad. I'm going to throw you up here to give us some time. Yeah, he's getting pounded. Okay. We could have infused this. So the problem is, yeah, what can we infuse? We can infuse the fire. Fire leash. Okay. That one's still up. That one needs to die. Okay, that one's going to die. Swap to bow. Didn't kill it. It would take 2 damage from the fire, but that won't kill it this turn. So you need to get out of range. You're going to take a hit. Yeah. And C's down. Lose 2 health for the remainder of the game. Okay, it's just... I don't know what she lost, but it's probably not great. Right. So I don't like killing characters off. Okay, so... those guys are dead. That's not great. Goodness gracious, there's so many of these guys. Right. Whew. But still foes floating about. Okay. I could have used Gloom. That would have allowed us to get into the ethereal plane. Ah, that's my mistake. Okay. probably in the back of the building. Right. Or up there. Ah, really? Right, Sieg took a hit. I wonder how bad the hit was. Let's check. Okay, so... health, lasting wound. Okay, so she hasn't got any missing limbs that I can tell. Okay. Okay. So she's okay. She's got some prosthetics, but she's okay. Right. Sad for the injured. Mist of Origins. We're clean in here. I'll do one more sweep as far as that creek we saw, and then to the mountain base. The rat bones of the lawkeeper pulled down and gently interred. Then, finding their cells and rows manageable, they settle in for a hurried search. Their earnest hopes for insight are not entirely dead. I pulled a bunch that looked like they have to do with times of the antiquity. One of them's called the Legend of Lord Koyor. Good, that's promising. I'm just going to where's the Mothman gotten to? Look around. Stairs take her to the shadowy cellar. Make light if you like. I promise not to hurl myself into it. What are you doing down here? Others are going through the library, and I am perusing the volumes no one else can, namely those contained beneath this fleshy hat. You mean you're thinking in the dark? Put less charmingly, yes. Have you already found something, or did you compose a funny song you'd like me to listen to? Only then does Callie realise that what's been gnawing at her. It's been more than 6 summers she's wanted a chance to ask. Maybe you never meant never tell us, but I'm not really okay with that. You once told me you were responsible. Call it accident of fate. Little owl, perhaps one day I will explain it in full. For the troubles we're in, and Lune seems to blame you, and you wish to know why, you wish to hear about the beginning. Unless you're afraid to talk about it, unless you did something to make us hate you, there is time for a quick version. You still have to fathom the far youngers. You will have to fathom a far younger yondering. How long ago do you mean? How old are you? Old enough that your great grandparents never heard of my family, and they would have had they been born in the right era. My father got called a king by the overfond. Really, he was a leader of a militia. He began that way, raising defences against predations of the winged empress. Fraxel? No, back then it was Druven, organised, full of conquerlust. They reduced towns to ash, took flocks, crops, and all they wanted, an ugly time, but not possible for stout warriors to stand against. For the twinned might of my father's blade, and his bland, gruff goodness, my family rose to wealth and prominence. Raised that castle, her you live there, sounds like the proper life. Yes, such things were more possible then. I was born amid a bounty of books, was taught to sew, given beautiful, brilliant examples to follow. My parents both wished peace for me. But legends roved the roads, walkers of myth who painted the hills and protected the meek. They moved in number and skill, henceforth unmatched. I was a simple boy, resembling more my mother, yet I wished so desperately to be like my father's heroes. At bay, you thing. at bay was a popular attack phrase in those days, truly a golden age. So when did things turn? Oh, not long after I went wandering. I embarked in secret, knowing my parents would try to dissuade me, and knowing I would rarely sway when even a thumbsprus of well-argued wisdom. I was unbrave. Cowardly, that's called. Pardon me, is this your story? I'm just saying. In that case, what I wanted was to be... Sorry, in that case, what I wanted was to be sand-born hirelings. He was a dazzling country knight, dauntless, irresistible, strong. I admired him from afar. I possessed no use for talents, all I had was desire. It was all a young man knows. It happened when I discovered a ruined room, buried deep in the rosegardie, filled with strange weavings and crossed with threads and patterns I found entrancing and impossible. And that is where I found my very first glim scene. A door to the other side, and you just went through. I fell through unwittingly. I bore what you call the mystic's gift, and I believe it bade my curiosity a quester's feet write his fate. Sounds like you were caught some way Lune was. Lune was abducted. The Fraxel proposed her passage. I was merely unlucky. I got tangled in nets not strung for me. You remember Terrafract, the Fraxel world? That is where I wound up, lost and seeking the night sky. My eyes found a moon to lead wherever I would follow. Dayless years, it seemed, I spent mulling and meandering. It is hard to know, but it could not have been so long. At some point, I began to think of myself as a moth, alone and fumbling towards the light. Terrafracture is not a dream, it acts upon reality, it makes manifest what you imagine. For the unwary, it happens by accident. When I was there, Eluna was working her own wishes on me, is that right? Indeed, you might have resisted, had I been less secretive from the start. This gift of mine, I can blame it for bringing me to the other side, but once there, it saved me from faring far worse, and then my abilities began to blossom. It is just luck, blood. I mean, I never thought of a person with mystical ability was really so different from ordinary people. It is the essential split in our natures. Interfusion is a word you use. You have proclivity, and you may recognise you always did, for packing away the permanence of self, even and especially while sharing form and energy among your surroundings. That is what makes you and I passable world walkers. Passable? Merely passable. There is a limit to how definitively, and for that, what duration our minds may preserve an image, even the image of ourselves. Our inner identities sift over time, and it was that so it was that by the time I realised how to return to my lands, I was quite transformed. They say you should never meet your heroes. Oh, I disagree. There are very few things so productive as disappointment. Regardless, some memories are moons in mist, diffuse and shapeless. They may as well be glowing gas. I will spare your details of the encounters and events that came after. Some mundane, some are myth-filled, but most are moth-eaten and old beyond mattering. That era is dead, and I am still here. Such more or less my story. Alright, but why does this all make you responsible? The Fraxo took notice of me when you crossed the glim scene. When I started toying with them, kicking their sand castles and causing a din to disrupt their operas, I had grown bored, you see. Bored, so you poured beer on a beehive? I thought it was funny. I believe it is what drove them to duplicate my accident in another. I did not anticipate that, but I did not think I cared enough to anticipate anything, not for a long time. You're worse than a coward, you're a wretched clown. Kids, innocent and good people, are dead for your pranks. Callie? Callie, you down there? Sorry, Sally? Better not try your wit on me anymore, not to mention when anyone else hears it, or poor Elise. You see here, I'm ready. Elise found it. There's passages here about the Tower of Locks. Doesn't have a title, but it was next to the big book of legends. Come, listen to this. To sum up, the account we read in our compendium, but it's finished with the afterwards. There sealed fast, legend claims they prisoned a great beast, perhaps the very tyrant who once scattered the pillars of Clam Court and toppled the moon-silver might of old Killor. And so the last two Corin sorcerers would have descended the mountains, and salted mist could not have been told from the desperate taste of their lips. For mixed surely were their kisses and tears, the pink light aged purple, and then they passed from this mist's pages entirely. Pink light salt on the mist. I know those mountains. I think we must call them that clue enough. What's up? We have to go now? I get the knot of apprehension between my wings. The hunting cat may sow her leisurely leaps, and so render deathly pounce more sudden. For such a surprise, a superior thing as a cat, the proud mouse besides the scared, is ever the more satisfying meal. They are away by nightfall. So they get basically the fairy dragon thing. I did not expect to win that fight, to be honest, folks. So she's out of it. How badly is she out of it? Did she lose any limbs? No. She hasn't lost any limbs. But she's got a lasting wound, which means she's going to have less health. Okay. So we've got a couple of options to us. Which is, this party is pretty badly beaten up. So, you guys are going to secure this location. Wait. I didn't mean to time to kick on. Yeah, I'll counter the incursion for now with some legacy points. So she's heading back all the way to town to recuperate. Okay, so she's out of it for ages. I want to just smash it. I'm really tempted just to basically, because if we clear out too much, our enemy's just going to become super powerful. But if this is the final chapter, all the resources we get here we'll be able to use in the final battle. So it's a mixture of both things. Okay, so those two are there. Oh, an opportunity really right now? I'm not going to dismiss it. Right. Pulled threads. Well, better spot wait. What better spot to wait out the rain than the remainder of our civilization's inevitable demise? And if PaulyD's company at that, PaulyD's company at that, PaulyD regards the wet field for a few more minutes, then wanders up to one of the more sturdy-looking staircases. What's being exposed to the sky for so long now lies covered in lichen. One room, however, remains relatively untouched by the elements. Not quite alive, but perhaps the next best thing. You think it's an old collection or some thief stash? Hard to tell. Get all the classics here, heroes posing heroically. Wonder if we're on a tapestry somewhere. And then there's this one. The weave's not like the others, amongst other things, other differences. I don't think regular looms did that. Why anyone would want this in their collection, I'm not sure. Tapestry breathes a shivering aura in and out again. Let's interfuse with it. PaulyD steps closer to the tapestry and focuses her eyes beyond its surface, as if trying to peer deeper inside. There's more tied up in these threads if someone was willing to. What are you going on about this time? Don't do anything stupid. There's a backslash, then there's a snap. PaulyD is thrown against the back wall, skittering, shining limbs begin to spam outwards from the tapestry as it unravels. Okay, bunch of enemies. And this is going to be fairly quick to do. What is my luck at the moment? Okay. Well, this guy needs to die. Yeah, I'm just rolling really badly. Action point back. Yeah, I just can't roll anything apparently at all. Well, that's nice. Okay. Item health. Excellent. Let's see who needs it. Yeah, so you can grab it, get an extra point of health. Level up. Bard, okay. Paladin is very powerful. After the first creature the last creature falls, what is left of the tapestry drops and whips apart with a crackle. One more figure is expelled from it before the threads curl and burn away. Imri, you're human or close foe, but are you real this time? Friend, we are as real as it gets. That's what they said the other times. Well, stick around for a while and see if we hold up. What do you remember? A name, Imri Saggins. Enough of a childhood, long-ended adventures, but not much of what you're actually seeking about. It's hard to tease apart what's happened and what didn't. Two things, tops. It's been a long time and I was fighting something. Then perhaps not so much has changed, we're fighting too, it turns out. If you want to pick up where you left off, you look like someone who can watch a back in battle. Yeah, I'll grab it. If you want another fighter, you'll have me. Wind me up and point me in a direction. We'll fill in your state. We'll fill you in the state of the land. It's not the best shape at the moment, but that's why we're here. And a good thing you were, I suppose. After the rains cleared, Fali's mask tracked on one thread stronger in their own woven story. Okay, so we got her level. Well, she's actually pretty powerful to have so many abilities, so we can give her. Let's see, vigilance, increased reaction strikes. Battle dance was really potent. I'm going to do battle dance because it means you get 2 attacks per turn. Research site. Okay. You're going to go up there. I'm not going to bother building a station, and I'm going to sort of push through into these places. We're going to. The rest of you can get back down here. Right, so they're done with that. Let's see what we found. More resources. And really good armor. So it's either her or him. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Stun chance. Who wants to get stun chance? Yes, she can have it. Well, actually, she's more of a rogue, but her health is so bad at the moment. Now boost her stun chance up. Right, that's done. We've got some people moving around and getting repaired. The next calamity is going to kick in, which we have to counter. I mean, I'm desperate just to make a, like, this is the issue we have. If we make a straight rush for the foothills, we may not have enough resources for them. We may. I don't know. That is the hardest thing, isn't it? Let's finish the research here and see what's going to happen. Right, we've got to cancel out these guys, and there goes the last of my legacy points. So they get buffed for the deep folk. They finish researching that. And we get a level 3 wand, which is actually really nice. Unfortunately, my other mage can't use it because he's only got one hand. That drops her warding down. How so? Oh, that's just a wand. Okay. Ah, yeah, because obviously she has the like warding globe, well, lamp. More damage. So it's actually not as that good, to be honest. I might scrap it for hardwood. The cloak, though, is useful. Who has bad warding at the moment? I'd love to give it to her, because her warding's trash. She needs it, because she hasn't even got a point of warding. Okay. So that's done. We've got another calamity inbound in 52 days. They might be able to hold this location. It depends where it comes from. I mean, we could go here and just clear out these locations to get rid of creatures. It's a hard decision. I need to hold off the Calamity, though. The Incursion, if it comes this way, will be really dangerous. So we do need to sort of come in here. Man, you guys... So she's back in action with less HP. So gather here. Right, they're infesting that. Okay. Yeah, we need to clear... Oh, there's so much to do. I don't know where the incursion is going to come from either. Oh boy. Well, we're just going to have to leave it for now, folks. I've been Cornish-knight. This has been WilderMyth, then the first new video of 2021, and I shall see you all again next time. Goodbye.